Welcome to the PDD Draft Analysis. It's currently 3:03 a.m. This is supposed to go up on the 8th. It is the 7th. I've been procrastinating a lot, so let's just get straight into it. The first overall pick in this draft, we did end up selecting Manaphy. Now Manaphy, base one under Statmon, I think it's throughout the entire thing, correct? Yes, base one under stats through the entire thing. Gets really good coverage, gets Calm Mind, gets Energy Ball. Got access to Flip Turn this gen. Obviously things like Tail Glow. Still has access to Scald. Has U-Turn as well, so if there's any water absorb mons. It gets access to Weather Ball, it gets Stored Power as well. Overall, this mon is really good. Gives us a nice base speed tier to start off with. And nothing really else to say about this mon other than it's just Manaphy. With our second overall pick and our first Terra Captain, we ended up picking up Ceruledge. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the rules in this draft were any mon below 12. And I saw Ceruledge and I'm like, alright, there's no Terra bans. Let's get Ceruledge. Ceruledge, overall, disgusting mon. Weakness policy sets weak armor, swords dance, weak armor. I would say to go ghost, fairy, bug. We can run bug for potential what's it called? Like if we're going against the Skeletor, we can just run bug and just do flash fire, and I'm pretty sure ghost resist bug if I'm not mistaken, or it's the other way around, something like that. But yeah. This thing gets, we can run bulk up stats on it. We can easily run iron. We can literally do iron defense sets. This thing does also get store power, which I did not know it did. But most of the time, I'm probably just gonna be running swords dance with weak armor and stuff like that, just to kind of just get through mons and really just kind of break down teams and stuff like that as we go for other mons later to clean up. The third pick, we ended up snagging Raging Bolt. Now, I've actually snagged Raging Bolt before in a draft, but I ended up dropping it. So yeah. I do actually want to check, did we make any transactions? Alright. I actually want to just put this out here now. So we ended up, mons that we did have on this team, we did have Nako Stack, Charger Bug, and Skarmory. Those are mons that we did have, we dropped them all. And we'll go over with what we picked up. But we ended up snagging Raging Bolt, third round. Really good typing in my opinion. Dragon and Electric is such a good typing. Only having weaknesses to Ground, Dragon, and Fairy. And resisting a lot of things. Like it resists like grass, water, ice, electric, flying, steel. Really bulky mon, able to just put out massive output damage. Raging Bull is actually also a Calm Mind set. We can also run Calm Mind sets. This thing does get body press, which I actually did not know it did. Its T-Wave. Thunderclap is such a good move. Being a 70 base power stab move that is just like Sucker Punch. Such a good move to have on this mon. We could even run Dragon Tail sets. And just kind of like chip things down with hazards and stuff like that. Overall, pretty good mon to the team. We really needed a good I feel like we needed a good switch-ins for things like Ceruledge and Manaphy. Like, Ceruledge really doesn't want to take water moves, Raging Bolt can switch into that. Manaphy doesn't want to take grass moves, Raging Bolt can switch into that. Manaphy doesn't want to take electric moves, switch into that. There's just a lot of things that this mon per se doesn't want to, these mons don't want to get hit by, and we can switch into Raging Bolt to get rid of that so-called weakness. Now, I'm pretty sure with my next pick, I did end up picking Skarmory, but we did actually end up dropping Skarm for Scizor. Scizor, I've used it in other drafts. Scizor is such a good mon. Overall, running Technician on this thing, Technician like Life Orb, Technician Choice Band, even just running leftover sets with Swords Dance. This mon overall, really, really good mon on this team. Uh, it has a quad fire weakness. It is weak to, I think it's literally just fire. It gives us a poison immunity, so we have ways to switch in for toxic and stuff like that. Not get affected by spikes. Uh, so yeah, overall I think Scizor is a really good pick on this team. Helps us get rid of things like it gets rid of some dark types for us. Helps out with switching into potential, like if we're ever running like a especially bulky Scizor to switch in on some Dracos that we might have a chance with, which we probably never will. Being able to take out those fast fairy mons with just a bullet punch. Scizor is just, I felt it was a really good mon to add onto this team overall. And yeah, I'm really excited to have it on a team once again because I have used Scizor in the past and it's such a fun mon to use. Another returning mon that I've drafted before, Superior. We actually do have this mon in the UPA. It has actually put in a lot of, I would say technically actually, yeah, a lot of work recently. Being able to glare things is really, really nice. Leaf Storm Contrary boost just to output massive damage. Superior is just never something you really want to fuck with, especially if it has Contrary. If we ever somehow get webs up on our side, we're just going in the Superior and we're just sweeping. It's that simple. Leech Seed, I guess Leech Seed, we could always run bulky sets and stuff like that. Overall, the mon's really good, like I said. Being able to have Contrary and just click Leaf Storm over and over and over again. This thing gets Taunt, Glare is really huge for this team. Lowering speed stats are really, really nice for us. We won't run Knockoff as much just because Poltergeist on Ceruledge just does absolutely just absurd amount of damage. This thing also gets access to Dragon Tail, so we can just get chipped to switch things out if we ever just hazard stack, which we can on this team. But yeah, overall, we needed a good ground resist. I didn't really have any like ground immunities or resist to ground. So Superior kind of helps out with that a lot because we did not have we don't really have that well of a ground resist. Next mon that we ended up picking up was I needed a dark type and I needed a poison type. So what better mon to go with than a Lowland Muck? Lowland Muck is a really good Pokemon. Again, most of the time we're just going to probably be running like Assault Vest on this thing. Assault Vest Muck is just so good. It has such good base stats. Poison Touch is really good to spread out poisons to kind of chip down our opponents. This thing does get acid armor, so we could do that. Drain Punch has Drain Punch. I'm pretty sure it gets all the elemental punches, correct? Or just Ice Punch? It's just Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. It gets Toxic. This thing does get T spikes if I'm not mistaken. Or does it not? No, it doesn't. But it does get Haze, so we can actually make it so we don't get swept by things if there's any setup out there. Memento. I'm just bringing that out there because that could actually be really good. We could actually Memento into like Manaphy or like Ceruledge or even Scizor just to get off a boost, and then just if it's in a position to win, we can just win the game. Knockoff, probably won't run it as much as if we run Poltergeist on Ceruledge. We probably will not run Knockoff, but on days that we do not, we'll run a Knockoff. Being able to knock off items, this mon overall is really just a really good bulky mon. Has really good coverage. It helps out with those fairies, and it's nice to also have a ground of poison that can get rid of spikes. My next pick, never mind. My next pick, never used this one before and it was on the thing, and I was like, you want to know what? I need a ground type and I need a ground immunity, so what better not to get Gliscor? Gliscor is probably one of the most annoying mons, in my opinion, to play against. Just because Poison Heal and this thing also gets things like Toxics, and it can really just kind of just... Overall, this mon can just do a lot of things and just cause so much disruptions in a team. Most of the time, we're just going to be running Toxic Orb. There's really nothing else on this thing that there really is to run. But Toxic Orb Poison Heal is such a good mon. Getting that HP back is just huge. Knockoff, again, probably won't use it as much, but on days we don't run Poltergeist, we will bring it. This thing gets Spikes and Stealth Rocks, so if there's a time that we don't want to bring Smeargle, which Smeargle is another mon we drafted, I'm just going to throw that out there now. We don't want to bring Smeargle to set up hazards. We can always bring Gliscor. This thing also, did I see agility or am I tweaking? Nope, this thing does get agility. So we actually could just run agility Swords Dance one game and just kind of go crazy if we ever get the chance. Thing also does get taunt, which is actually such a good move because Gliscor speed stat really isn't bad. It has base 95, so it actually has a pretty decent speed stat. But base 95, so we could speed creep things, to taunt things, stop setups, taunt toxic, stuff like that, just to really kind of just mess with things, kind of just try to chip things down. Spreading status is just really huge. In my opinion, just spreading status on any team, it just helps win games. Spreading status, in my opinion, is something that really helps win games. Same thing with hazards. Now I'm pretty sure we didn't really have much hazard removal, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think. Let me check. Beep boop beep boop. No, it doesn't. No, Scizor has it. Yeah, okay, so never mind. We do have a way to get rid of hazards. But I was like, I want a fighting type. I need something that can get rid of hazards. And what better than our second Terra Captain, Hitmonchan. Now we are electric, fighting, and stellar. Just imagine you see the stellar. I don't actually have it. I couldn't find an image for it, but just imagine the stellar. Hitmonchan, rapid spin on this thing is really good. This thing gets a Iron Fist, so boosting punching based moves by 1.25 is actually really huge, which is actually really nice. Immune to flinches, immune to intimidate. Overall, the mon is really good. Rapid spin, which is really huge to get rid of hazards. This thing gets bulk up, so you can run bulk up sets. Gets all the elemental punches. And overall, this mon can just kind of go crazy, having access to Trailblaze and Swords Dance. This thing does also get taunt, so we can taunt things. And yeah, overall, pretty good mon. It does actually get some momentum with Baton Pass, but I think it's actually a really good mon to have on this team overall. With the next pick that we drafted, which I'm actually really surprised that it was even still here, number one, is Gardevoir. This was literally our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This was our 9th pick. This is the 9th pick in the draft. Gardevoir. I don't even know how this was still on the board, but Gardevoir is such a good Fairymon, and it can really, really just kind of just do things. Gardevoir having things like Trace, being able to take the other Pokemon's abilities per se. So you could snag like a regenerator or whatever, and then you can switch out and get HP back and stuff like that. You can steal unaware, so now, the fucking Skeledirge isn't doing as much unaware assault vest. Now we have AV and stuff. It's just a bunch of stuff that we can do with this thing. Alluring Voice gets Draining Kiss, gets Calm Mind. I don't know if it gets any way to boost its speed. It is also now. This is really huge. It is a fairy that kept Mystical Fire. There is not many fire moves for fairy Pokemon, by the way. A lot of Fairymons actually lost Mystical Fire coming into this gen. Things like Sylveon and stuff like that. The only fairy Pokemon to even have access to Mystical Fire are literally Gardevoir, Enamorus, and Hatterene. In my opinion, having a fairy type that doesn't have the Terrestrialize to get a fire type move is absolutely absurd, especially with the Pokemon like Gardevoir having a base 125 speed. An 80 is a really good base speed for Scarfers. Gardevoir is a very underrated Scarfer. I could really see this mom putting in some work and honestly doing God's work, hopefully, bro. I'm really excited to actually use Gardevoir because I've never used Gardevoir before, and it's just exciting to use because I have actually no clue why it's exciting to use. But I'm just excited to use Gardevoir. Let's just put it that way. I've never used them on before in draft, so. And then, probably one of my favorite mons to select in draft. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I can pick this thing up, I will. Smeargle. I fucking love using Smeargle in draft. It probably is one of the most funniest things ever. 9 times out of 10, though, Moody is always banned. So, never can really get the full potential of Smeargle here. Most of the time we're going to be running Focus Sash on this thing. Probably have Ceaseless Edge on it to get up spikes, Stone Axe to get up rocks. This thing does get, what's it called? Sticky Web. So we can put up sticky webs for the team and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll fucking like bring like Shell Smash. I'm not even kidding, cause like I'm being like dead ass. Like if I can get a Shell Smash off, and say we still have our whatever. Like I'm kind of curious on like if we just ran Shell Smash stored power, like what could we really pull off here? Max Modest, bro. Like we ran Max Modest, Max Speed, and we just swept with this miracle. That'd be some crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun season. Overall, I like the draft of this team. We did actually pick up Smeargle in the free agency. That's what we dropped Charger Bug for. Maybe Charger Bug was better, but who knows? That's gonna conclude it for me. And I'll see y'all for week 1.